Welcome. Hello, guys. Welcome to United and Bubbly. Hello. Hi, Desiree. Hi, guys. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi, Mom. You guys can hear me okay? I'm just going to make sure all my settings are all right here if you don't mind. While we get started, if you guys can let me know what you're drinking today. So we're gonna be talking all about Prosecco today. So are you drinking Prosecco? Are you drinking Caposaldo Prosecco? I hope so. So we can taste along with Caposaldo. Give me just a second. I'm just gonna make sure everything's okay on our end here. I see Caposaldo. Just checking to see if Mike has requested so we can get him on. Perfect. Great. Okay, guys, so as we are going live now, I just wanted to kind of run you through the structure of today. Give me a second. Okay. Cool. Perfect. Hi, Larry. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Okay, guys, so welcome to another United and Bubbly. This is Champagne versus Prosecco, but in actuality, we're going to be talking a lot about Prosecco. But I like to compare it to Champagne sometimes because I know a lot of you guys follow me because of the Champagne knowledge, and we're learning that. So some things might be compared just for similarities and differences, but either way, it's all about the Prosecco today. So the way that today is going to run is first we're going to have Caposaldo jump on with us, and we're going to taste through their Prosecco. I've got it chilled and ready. So for those who have gotten their Caposaldo, let me know if you have. Give me a little wine bottle emoji there. And we're going to taste through this first. So if you have it, open it now and get it ready. And then we're going to have a little Prosecco 101. But to be honest with you guys, I think it's going to be more than Prosecco 101. Like, a lot of this stuff I didn't know. And I'm super excited for you guys to learn all about Prosecco today. So like last week, we have decided to do another trivia, and we have a gift card to give away. So we're going to be giving away a $50 gift card. You can buy whatever you want with it, but I highly suggest buying a bottle of Caposaldo, at least one, with that gift card. So in order to win the gift card today, I've got questions like we did last week. I've got 9 of them. So basically what we have to do is throughout learning about Caposaldo and Prosecco, I'll be asking you guys some questions, and you have to just answer the right answer, and the first person to put the correct answer in the comments box wins that question, and the person that wins the most questions out of the 9 today gets the gift card. Everyone game for that? Everyone ready for your little A, B, or C in the comments? You don't have to write the full word or sentence. Just write the A, B, or C. And we're going to do a test question to start before I get Caposaldo on here. So, is everyone ready for the test question? Let's just make sure everyone's comments are working okay and we know the rules of the game. Hey, guys. I love all the waves. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. All right, guys. So, the first question is, what brand of Prosecco am I drinking today? A, La Marca, B, Mionetto, or C, Caposaldo? Anyone have the right answer for me? C. All right, perfect. Okay, so you guys have been paying attention. Yes, that was an easy one, and that one actually doesn't count. So that's just to make sure everyone gets the idea of it. So basically, if you answer the correct answer when you are the first person to answer the correct answer, you will get that question. Right, so shall we get started? Shall we taste some Caposaldo? Let me see if I can get Mike on here. Give me just a second. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello? Hi, Mike.
Hi, Gina. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on today. Cheers.
Cheers. I actually haven't poured my glass yet. This is as good a
Oh,
time.
well, okay, I haven't poured my glass either because I just put on a story before we got started.
Mhm.
Which glass should I be pouring your Prosecco in?
I'm going to be drinking it out of a white wine glass.
Okay, perfect.
Flutes are also great. They keep those bubbles concentrated, but I like a white wine glass just because you can get your nose moved and smell a little better.
Absolutely, me too. So you guys heard it from him. If you guys have your Caposaldo, grab your white wine glass. I'm sure you have it in the house, and we will enjoy it from that type of glass today.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining. So, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and Caposaldo, tell us all about it because obviously they don't just do Prosecco. So, I want to know maybe a little bit about the brand before we get into the Prosecco.
Absolutely. So Caposaldo is this benchmark Italian wine brand. That is what Caposaldo means. It means benchmark in Italian.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yes. And the idea is to bring these classic Italian varietals to the US market, extremely high quality, extremely high value as well. So, yes, we have our Prosecco bubbling nicely right here, but we're
Yes.
also going to do everything you'd expect out of Italy and, Pinot Grigio and Moscato and Chianti, wines like that. Now, Caposaldo is made by this rock star winemaker. His name is Antonio Fattori. He's based out of Soave, and he makes
Oh,
yes, he makes Suave as
amazing.
his main gig. That's how he came into the winemaking world, and he makes these very serious white wines that get big points. They're just the darlings of the Suave world, and he also makes Caposaldo, and that's his creative fun outlet. So on the one hand, he's making these serious, very classic
Yeah,
wines, and on the other hand, Caposaldo is his ability to have some fun,
I love
and he
that.
really does. So he brings everything that he does to those very serious wines in terms of quality to Caposaldo. Everything is hand picked. It's all super
Right.
low yield vineyards, and that's really important because the fewer grapes that each vine makes, the more flavor goes into each grape.
Okay,
Uh,
and then actually, could I stop you right there because I'm gonna actually ask everyone one of our first trivia question, if that's okay. Because I'm
Absolutely.
afraid that you're gonna answer it, and then and then we're gonna give the answer away for free. So we're
Can't have
gonna
too
just do
many.
the first question now, and then we can kind of continue with it. So guys, we started talking about this a little bit, but maybe you weren't listening. I don't know. So let's see. This is our first question today, guys. So this is one that counts towards the gift card. This is question one for trivia. And I'm just going to try to fit this all in here. So the
You got
first question is, what makes Caposaldo unique? A, their vineyards are located just outside the DOC. B, the grapes for each Caposaldo Prosecco is hand harvested from low yielding vineyards. And C, the ABV in Prosecco is higher than the average due to their location on the hills of Pieve di Soligo. Okay, yes. All right. B, 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 lots of B's. Okay, you guys were definitely listening. All right.
it.
La Ligue Wine, you totally got it. And you are quick today because you got the other one correct too. So you are the one to beat, maybe. So congrats on the question one. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's B. We just slightly talked about it.
Hmm.
But why don't we continue talking about what makes Caposaldo so unique?
Gotcha. So we were talking about the vineyards. These are also hillside vineyards, and that's a big, big difference. You have the hillsides, and then you have the flatlands below.
Yeah,
And hillsides give you better quality fruit. This is the case basically anywhere in the
yeah,
wine. You're going to see it, yeah, in Italy, France, California, wherever you go. And that has to do with the aspect of each vine towards the sun. It has to do with drainage. If you have south-facing vineyards, that's even better because they get even more sun. Of course, our vineyards are south-facing.
yeah,
Uh,
perfect.
and again, it's going to really help the aromatic development of the grapes and the development of those flavor components. We can talk about the grape that Prosecco is made out of. I don't want to give away any trivia questions. Can we move on?
Yeah, totally. We have no more trivia until the Prosecco 101. So it's all about you and Caposaldo
Okay.
right now. So that's
Well,
good. We just wanted to do one little one with Caposaldo for sure.
yeah. Okay. So, um, we were talking about Glera. Glera
Yep.
is the
Hmm.
grape that Prosecco is made out of. It actually used to be called Prosecco. And
Right.
then
Okay.
about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they changed the name from Prosecco to Glera so they could protect the name Prosecco, like they protect the name of other great Italian wines. So Glera, Prosecco,
Okay.
interchangeable. You can call it either. Either is fine. And it's a little bit of a finicky grape.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Well, you can make wine out of it no matter what, but the way that you treat it in the vineyards has everything to do with the kind of wine it's going to make. If you're
Right.
growing too much of it, too much density, then it really sort of washes out. It loses a lot of those flavor and aromatic compounds and becomes very unremarkable.
Okay.
It can,
So just like an easy sipper, something that's not, just lemon water, basically, like nothing
yes,
exciting.
yes, exactly. So if you're really trying to like mass produce a lot of wine, then you're going to get wine with more of that character. If you
Hmm.
move up to the hillsides, if you lower your yields, really drop a lot of fruit early in the season, so you're really just getting a lot of intensity, then it's this beautiful, delicate, elegant grape that makes wine the same sort of way. And then you get, yeah, the lemon, but you also get honey and apple and pear
Yeah.
characteristics as well.
Amazing. Yeah. Smelling this, it's so refreshing to smell it because I feel like I've been drinking a lot of champagne lately and
Mhm.
it's just so nice to get something really fruity, really refreshing. Um, so nice. The aromatics on this are just so lovely. You get that apple, that pear, like the pear is super prominent. I get
Mhm.
even a little bit of white peach on this one, almost like
Absolutely.
it smells like a Bellini.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's so lovely.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Um, Now, this fruit's all hand harvested.
Okay,
That's important also for a few
amazing.
reasons. One is, if there's any substandard fruit, you can identify it right then and not include it. And also, it just means that the grapes, again, remember they're kind of finicky, um, delicate little things. They're being handled with the most care because a lot of the time, Glera is machine harvested. It sort of gets knocked around a
Okay,
bunch.
and that's where you get kind of that really boring prosecco that you would get mass market and very easily.
And,
Yeah,
Yep. So it's really careful attention paid at every step of the way.
yeah.
Now when
And
it gets oh go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was going to say, can you tell us specifically about the location of the vineyards?
Yeah.
Can you kind of give us like if we were there, what it would look like to us and feel like if we were right there in the vineyards?
Well, it would be a lot warmer than I am right now. I'm in New York and it has not been warm. It would
Oh,
be a
right.
lot warmer at this point. It's these super verdant rolling hills, sort of gently rolling hills that can get pretty steep, and you'll see rows and rows of rows of vineyards around them. You're going to see ancient farmhouses built out of the field stone around it, and some
Gorgeous.
castles here and there. It's a really magical place, and it's this great sort of chalky limestone soil. It
Okay.
just feels like wine country because it really is. They've been growing grape for wine there for literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of
Yes,
years.
forever. Like one of the oldest regions or areas. So it's
Mhm.
amazing. Okay, tell us maybe a little bit more about the soil and the winemaking techniques that would be, maybe unique to Caposaldo Prosecco or
Sure. So it comes from mostly limestone soils, which is
okay.
great because it imparts a lot of sort of mineral notes
Okay.
into the wine as well, which is important in a sparkling wine to sort of keep it balanced and fresh. In the winery, something which makes Caposaldo very unique in the world of Prosecco and the world of winemaking is Antonio, for all of his really classic winemaking techniques, is also a perfectionist and he really embraces technology. And that's important because he does this process where he makes all of the wine on demand.
Okay.
So comes into the vineyard, it gets crushed, he gets the juice that he needs to make the wine,
Yep.
and then down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And it sits there basically in stasis, untouched, perfect. And then
So
every
it's like
time,
controlled like it's temperature controlled.
yes.
Cool ferment.
And,
Okay. Cool.
and then every time we need some Prosecco over here in the States and an order is put in, he brings it up, he starts the winemaking process at that point. So there's the shortest
Right.
difference between winemaking and you sipping it in your glass. It's the absolute freshest it can be.
Wow. And that's what you really need in a Prosecco. It's not like about the aging. It's not about keeping it, bottled up. Like you want it that really fresh feeling to it.
Exactly. And it would be so much easier, as a lot of places do, a lot of wineries do, to just make it all at once. You have your harvest, you bring it in, you crush the grapes, you make the wine, you put it in bottles, and you send it wherever it's going. That's by far the easiest way to do it. It's
Yeah,
way harder to
absolutely.
do winemaking throughout the entire year as it's needed.
Yes.
That's
So he must
Antonio.
be like constantly busy.
He is, but you know what? He loves it. He's a third generation winemaker. It's in his blood.
Yeah.
He lives in these hills. He's a person of the place, like really in the deepest sense. And so this is what he believes his purpose is, and I'm glad he does because he does a really good job.
That's amazing. I love all the stories behind it, and I know in Italy, wine is so important. And if you grow up in wine, it's in your blood and, you're passing it from generation to a generation. So I just love those stories about it. What about, let us know what we would pair with your Prosecco. So if we were to eat, like, obviously it's great on its own. This is
Mhm.
a very, very, like, this goes down really well. It's, a really, really nice Prosecco. I'm really enjoying it. But what would we pair with it if we wanted to have a little dinner later tonight?
Certainly anything light. I think you can overthink wine pairings when it comes to reds with meat and white with pasta and things like that. It's more about the sort of the content and the feel of the pairing. So if you're having something with red sauce, but it's a light, fresh meal with fresh herbs,
Yeah,
uh, not like a lot of heavy cream or anything like that, then this is
yeah,
perfect. But for the most part, sitting on the patio like you are now,
yeah,
um, salads, light dishes, having before a meal or even after the meal
yeah.
is I think it's a great palate setter because of those sharp sort of lemon flavors and the pear and the Granny Smith apple that you get. It's
Hmm.
really keeping your palate fresh.
And I think this one would go really well with prosciutto.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, like lovely with that saltiness of it. And it's,
Mhm.
yeah, but it is just so fresh and so nice to drink. And this would be, could you tell us a little bit about, so this one's a brut and it's labeled on the bottle.
Mhm.
Is that common for Prosecco to be labeled the sugar, the sweetness levels like champagne, or is it harder to find that?
It's harder to find it in Prosecco. The rules are a little bit more lax on Prosecco in terms of
Okay.
where you can show
Yeah.
it. On champagne, it has to be in a very specific place. On
Hmm.
Prosecco, find it on the front label, on the back label.
Yeah.
Uh, for ours, we want you to know it is a brut wine. We take the winemaking very seriously. We have a lot of pride in the wine that we make, so we want you to know exactly what it is on the front label. Nothing hidden.
Yeah, and it's actually drier than a lot of Prosecco that I can get here in the US. I was in I lived in the UK for several years and I could get drier Prosecco there like no problem. But
Mhm.
I just find here sometimes if I'm not familiar with the producer and I just buy Prosecco, it's not as like it's not brut style. It's more like a dry or
An
sort
extra
of
dry.
extra dry.
Mhm.
And I really love when the Prosecco is super crisp and on the brut side. So this is nice to kind of have that style um, over some of the others that I've tasted.
I agree, and I'm glad you noticed that. I think it makes it a lot more versatile overall.
Hmm.
The dryer
Absolutely.
is not gonna it's gonna work much better with any type of food, any type of situation.
Yeah, I agree. And then can you tell us where we can actually no, before that, could you just let us know about the label? So I see obviously this special label here for those that don't understand Italian labels in their Prosecco or in the Italian wines. Can you just tell us what this label means?
Yes, that means it's a DOC wine, which means it is the good stuff, basically.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
in Europe, the winemaking regions are very carefully protected. And that means that if it's Prosecco, it has to be from the so-called Prosecco zone.
Okay,
If you're making it with grapes from 1 inch outside, you cannot call it Prosecco. So the label means that it has been officially vetted by the consortio who's in charge, the governing body in charge of Prosecco, that it meets all the criteria that it is a high quality wine. And you'll see this for Italian wines from all over Italy. A
Yeah,
label, different colors, different symbols, but the DOC or the DOCG means that it is certified high quality.
perfect. And what if we were to go and out and buy Caposaldo, how much would it cost us and maybe where can we get it? Just in case there are some here that want to get it now that you've talked about it and they haven't been able to grab it before the IG Live today.
Yeah, so this is going to cost you between 12 and $15.
Oh, so reasonable.
Like I
So
said,
reasonable.
aiming for a very high price to value proposition
Yes,
here.
absolutely. I think this is great for the price point. This is great.
Mm-hmm. Now, I assume we're talking to people all over the country. So what I've done is I've made it easy. Let's see if this is backwards or forwards. Is that backwards or forwards?
That's backwards.
Okay.
Well, I mean, for me, it's backwards, yeah.
That's
But it's
probably
okay. I can tell what it is.
it's
It's not that long.
it's a bit.ly link here.
Okay.
bit.ly/Caposaldo. That's going to take you to a retail locator. And I can
Perfect.
type that in. I'll type that into the comments after
Amazing.
it's there.
So guys, we'll type that into the comments. So if you want to get the Prosecco, which I highly recommend, if you want a really great Prosecco, it's fruit style, it's refreshing, it's easy to drink, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a great price point. Grab it while you can. I know that there were some people that were looking for it and didn't find it today. So this is great that you have put that link in because it's totally worth grabbing. And then I wanted to see if there were any questions before we go into our Prosecco 101 today. If you guys have any specific questions for Caposaldo, for Mike, if you want to put them in the comments here.
Napa Valley Ray says, show the bottle, please. And I'm very happy to do that. It's going to be backwards again, but.
Perfect. Okay, so okay, thank you. Cobrands has put a link there for you guys too. That'll give you a retailer locator. So sorry, my comments actually weren't even loading, so I wasn't able to see a lot of these. Just want to make sure we don't have any questions. I never had. Okay. You're going to need to get your Prosecco now, Krista, for sure. Perfect. Cool. Incredibly interesting. Amazing. Thanks, guys. So good. Amazing. Well, if you guys don't have any further questions, we're going to let Mike relax and have his Prosecco that he just opened. Mike, would you mind just staying on the IG Live with us in case anyone has any questions for you?
Yeah.
Underselling his wine at $12 versus champagne. Okay.
But we want you to be able to enjoy it. We want you to be able to enjoy it for any occasion.
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer because for champagne, it can get really expensive. You know, I'm very lucky to be able to feature it a lot on here, but I can tell you now, it is not, you know, the easiest thing to get on a regular basis. And if you want something that you can sip and you can really enjoy, especially in these warmer months, I think this is a great choice.
And you just want to be able to open a bottle and not have to worry about, well, hey, this was $50. Like, I'd really better make it count.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to worry about that when you're drinking wine. You just want to be able to relax, have fun. So
yes.
there's a bottle for every occasion. And Prosecco is the bottle for every occasion. So
yeah, I agree. That's lovely. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Mike, for jumping on here. We're going to learn a little bit about Prosecco now with Nicola. If you can just put that link in again, I think someone has asked it just for one more time so they can go grab it after this.
I sure will.
Thank you so much, Mike, for joining. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, thank you so much.
And enjoy the rest of the broadcast, and I'll be watching.
Yes, amazing. Thank you. All right, guys. So let's see what we can do here. All right, Nicola, are you on somewhere? I'm going to actually just request you now. I'm going to try to add you. Hello. Hi.
Cheers. Can you hear me?
Cheers. Yes, I can hear you okay. How
Excellent.
you
Perfect. I can hear you
doing?
perfectly. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
okay. I'm
perfect. Thank
okay.
you so much for joining. I know it's later. So guys, he's in London right now, right? Nicola, you're in London?
Yes. Yes, I
So
am.
Nicola's in,
It's evening.
it's in the evening time. So we're so happy that you've decided to stay up and join us. So thank you so much.
Well, this time of the year, it's good to have a good company. Enjoy your Saturday drink in this case, and
Yeah.
not out. So happy to be here with a nice fresh glass of Prosecco. Cool.
Amazing. Well, Nicola, will you tell us a little bit about you and Humble Grape for those that have never been to London and don't
Yes.
know the place? We'd
So
love to learn more.
perfect. So Humble Grape, it's a wine importing company. So we import all our wines directly, okay, and we import sustainable wines, which we sell then in our five wine bars, okay. So what that means is that our wine bars are supplied directly by ourselves. So everything is within, okay. And
Cool.
this is to bring the sustainability, okay, concept of winemaking in the London market, okay. And by what I mean by sustainable, it's a word that it can include a lot of things. So
Yeah.
sustainable is a way for us to contribute to the environment, to the care of the environment, doing so with the winemakers. So we always look for winemakers that produce wine in a sustainable way, which means respecting nature. Now, some of them are certified organic, some of them are not. Depends where they're coming from in the world and what the regulation is. So we focus on again on sustainability because that includes everyone, including people who make wine in a biodynamic way but don't have a certification. Okay.
Right.
We
Okay.
work with small producers, so family-run winery, because we really believe that the family who is looking after that winery doesn't necessarily make wine for business, but make wine for passion and for tradition. Okay.
I love that.
So they have an extra love for the land that probably belong to them like for, I don't know, many generations, or yeah, stuff like that, let's say. And again, we source our wine directly, and we want to bring that experience, that story of those people who are working so hard year, to bring it to back in London, let's say. So we import from all over the world, and we also have a direct relationship with the winemakers. So I hope that answered the question, or that presents well what we are doing in London. So it's a company that really, it's a company that really cares about the story of the individuals. Okay, so we always refer to ourselves as, you know, like team. So even if we have like 5 different wine bars and five different environment where the staff is working, is not just the staff of, you know, or it's not just the staff. It's the people who make Humble Grape, from the producer to the people who are working every day during the year, let's say.
Yeah, I love that about Humble Grape. I think that's why I specifically like wanted to go and share that with my followers last year, because it was such a special wine bar in London. I love the whole concept. And I love the fact that everyone is like you guys focus a lot on wine education. And the staff are so friendly and so passionate about wine and what they do. And I wanted to make sure to highlight that. So yeah, I think that sums it up really well. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that's what connects all of us together. So that's a really good thing. It's a really good thing. It's a really positive good thing.
Absolutely. So if you guys are in London, make sure you stop by one of the locations in Humble Grape. You will not be disappointed, and I guarantee you will go home with wine like I did, because it's so good. Okay, so Nicola,
just wanna take the advantage to say of course, due to this uncertain, strange period of time, and I don't want to name whatever is going on, but go into our website, hamburger.co.uk.
Great.
You can find some information. You can email straight away, you can email directly. That's where you can find the wine that you can buy.
Perfect. Yeah. So you guys are you guys are doing online sales then?
We are open at exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Amazing. Amazing. Cool. All right. So shall we get started? So guys, Nicola's actually originally from the region we're talking about today. And so he knows a lot about the Prosecco. So we're going to kind of deep dive into it a bit. We've got some really cool facts for you today. So we're going to start off really easily with the rest of the questions we have. So we're going to get into what Prosecco is. Now, I know earlier on this IG Live, we actually answered this first question, but I'm going to throw it out there to see who is like quick on their fingers. So the first question that we have for you in this section of the IG Live is, what is the name of the grape used to make Prosecco? Is it A, Glera, B, Prosecco, or C, Pinot Grigio? Let's see who's been listening. Ah, perfect. Yep. Okay, you guys were all listening, or you already know. It's an easy one. That's our easiest one now of the day. I know it is.
That's the easiest one, correct.
That's the easiest one because we have some that I didn't know the answer to, so I'm super excited to share. Okay, so our first one to answer was Ari HPPAS 18. So you have gotten question 2. Amazing. All right, so hold on there because you guys will definitely, like, we have 9 questions total this hour, so anybody can win. Okay, cool. So let's get into what Prosecco is.
Okay, so Prosecco is a sparkling wine, but it's not a champagne, so it's not a champagne method. Okay, like Prosecco, it's different. Okay, it is a different type of sparkling wine, designed in a different way and grown in a different place, in a different location. That has to be taken in consideration, along with the culture where this type of drinking and drink or wine has been developed throughout history and tradition, let's say. So Prosecco, it's of course the name of the grape variety is Glera, which is a synonymous of Prosecco. Okay, where the Prosecco name comes from, a town nearby the city of Trieste, located in the northeast of Italy.
Right.
It's coming from a town that used to belong to the La Serenissima Republic of Venice.
Okay.
So part of the domain. It's a grape variety that it's thought to be originated in the karst, or carso in Italian, for the Italians who are watching, originated in the area, and it's an area that includes Trieste, the province, and also a good part of Slovenia and Croatia. Okay, it's a particular geological area, and that's where they're gonna get into it. Now, being part of the being part of the domain of La Serenissima, what they noticed back in the day is that that land, because this karst type of soil, it's a soil that is of it's like a chalky origin, but it's very it doesn't retain water. Okay, so on the surface, it's like a very sharp, rocky type of landscape, not many trees. It's very like almost like arid and desertic in a way.
Right. Okay.
So then the water, when it's raining, the soil doesn't retain water, so everything flows underneath. So there's plenty of caves underneath the soil. Okay, which makes it difficult for normal agriculture. Okay, but so in all the Venetian documents, they were saying that this land is not very good for farming, but it performs very well with vines. Okay, because vines, they like the competition, survival struggles. So you know, digging down the roots, etc. It makes they notice that the quality of the wine was particularly good. So what happens is that that wine will be brought over to Venice for the aristocracy or for the rich merchant to enjoy, because it's thought of be of a higher quality than the wine produced in back days. So perfect. So then they bring also the grape with them, and when bringing the grape, we are in a period of time where the rich families of Venice were buying and building villas in the inland of the Serenissima land, or the Serenissima territory. Okay, which that includes the province of Treviso as well, along as the province of Padua. Okay.
Okay.
Of course, when getting into there, they also, we're talking about, let's say, the last 300-400 years of Veneto history. They also brought the grape. How the grape traveled from the town of Prosecco to Valdobbiadene area, or to Treviso area. Cool. Then, long story short, to preserve the identity of Prosecco when the DOC was expanded, okay, or actually when the DOCG was created, which is the higher standard, let's say, they decided that, of course, you couldn't have the same name, so they decided to call Prosecco the appellation and use the name Glera for the grape, or one of the synonyms of Prosecco grape, which is Glera. This is to avoid other people making sparkling wine in, I don't know, Spain, with the Prosecco grape, and because there's no regulation, they can call it Prosecco on the label, no? It's like Chenin Blanc in the Loire Valley and Chenin Blanc in South Africa. They can both call it Chenin Blanc.
Exactly. So it's similar to like protecting the name like Champagne, where they don't want anybody else to have the name of Prosecco. So they have the grape name, and that's where that change came in.
Exactly.
Cool. So could you tell us a little bit just about the method, the tank method, because it's completely different than the way that we make champagne. So if you can tell us a little bit about it, and then I've got our third question.
Cool. So, okay, I think there's something I don't really have. Okay, fine. Let's keep on. You follow me and stop me if you need to.
Okay. I will.
Not to. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, okay, tank method. Let's start. Exactly. So, let's start a little bit from slightly beforehand. Okay, because the tank method, which is called Charman method, but for the Italians, is known as Martinotti method.
Martinotti.
You start the fermentation stops, you bottle, and fermentation starts again. Okay, so they harvest in late September, October.
Yeah.
You know, vinify, fermentation, etc. Okay, it look, because the temperature dropped below 15 or 12 degrees Celsius. Okay, as soon as it drops, the fermentation stops. But the yeast and the yeast is still alive, but it kind of goes dormant. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? You know, not knowing the technology. Okay, fermentation starts. I'm gonna bottle, otherwise the wine is gonna oxidize. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna bottle, and then they bottle it, and then of course in springtime the yeast comes back to life. Okay, so it starts eating sugar again, and what it does is that it develops alcohol, or you know, the transformation develops alcohol and CO2, creating natural sparkling. So originally, the Prosecco is also a cloudy type of sparkling wine. Okay, because there wasn't filtration. Perfect. Technology evolves, everything evolves. Veneto has such a high drinking culture that they need to drink. They are thirsty. They need to drink a lot of wine. So making a champagne type of style,
they don't have the patience,
would require way too much time. Okay.
They need it now. So, they cannot wait years and years.
Exactly. Now and a lot, please.
Yes, got it.
So that's the thing. So then the difference is that first you need to create your base wine. Okay, same as champagne. the better your base wine is, the better quality you will obtain later. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you need to also make sure that your starting wine or your first batch, let's say, is also low in alcohol, because the second fermentation will regenerate alcohol, will regenerate CO2. So then, once the first fermentation is over, you have your base wine the way you want it. Okay, you transfer it to another tank. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
And
So,
this tank
okay.
has a property of working. It's a pressurized tank, so it works with pressure. Okay. So
Okay.
of course, they add, same in champagne, they add the liqueur de tirage, so you add a mixture of sugar and yeast. Okay.
Yep.
To restart the fermentation. Fermentation is start, but of course, instead of happening inside a single bottle, okay, it happens in a tank. So already to start with, the volume is bigger.
Yes.
Okay.
And how big are these tanks?
Well, if you the tanks are big, like big. If you imagine like a classic stainless steel tank that you can see in a winery, it's pretty much the same size. I don't know precisely how many liters, but there's a lot of liters. Like we are talking about something that could be, I don't know, 10 meters high or like 8 meters high. Okay, so like big proper tank.
So that's
where the second
automatically gives
fermentation
it.
starts.
Yeah. So basically, the second fermentation separates them. It makes the world of a difference on what you're tasting in the glass. Where champagne is in the bottles, the second fermentation in a very small surface area. You've got a very large surface area for the wine during the second fermentation of Prosecco. Should we try our next question for everyone while we are on that second fermentation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good idea.
Okay, so this actually might be for the wine geeks out there, because I don't know if the average wine drinker will know, but maybe you will. I actually didn't know the name of it. I just knew the second fermentation was in a tank. So the next question is, what is the name of the vessel used for the second fermentation for Prosecco? Is it an autoclave, a cement vat, or a fiberglass vat? What is the correct answer for your gift card today? A, B, C. Okay, amazing. Actually, Marcello's wine is correct. It's actually A. That is the name of the vessel for the second fermentation. Amazing. So I'm going to write your name on that question. So we have a 3-way tie so far.
So guys, for everyone, that is called autoclave.
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 Not autoclave. Autoclave.
No, autoclave.
Got it. Okay, and then, so how long is it in the tank for?
So the difference here is now that while champagne has to age for a minimum like 15 months, okay, on the lees, etc., Prosecco doesn't, because it is not designed to be drunk old, okay?
Yeah.
And again, the characteristic that the winemaker is trying to achieve while the wine is stabilizing and getting less cloudy, getting stable.
Yeah.
What the winemaker is trying to achieve is one key flavor. I don't know if this is present on a question or not. I don't know if I can say it.
Oh, yes. No, don't say it, because it is a question.
Perfect. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, keep going though.
So once this particular, that's basically their meter of measurement, okay? That's the direction they're going to. When this is ready, there is a special type of filtration, which also works with the pressure, okay? And then after that, you get into, again, as champagne with the, I remember it's the.
Are you talking about the atmospheres of pressure?
No. When you filtrate, just before bottling, you basically, you put again.
So you disgorge. Yeah, and then you put the dosage
No, exactly. Yes, the dosage, correct. So, you have, after the filtration, before bottling, same as champagne, you put the dosage, okay? And the classification is similar. You have dosage of 0, no sugar whatsoever, up to 3 milligrams per liter, 3 grams per liter, sorry. Then you have brut, extra brut, extra dry, demi-sec. But again, demi-sec is now something you can see in Veneto.
Yeah, I have like never seen a demi-sec Prosecco for sure.
Perfect.
I didn't even know that existed.
Just to recap, I think I did a bit of confusion, is that the way Veneto do in a tank is again for volume and for preserve the freshness. Okay, you don't want to have oak influence because that's not the characteristic of the grape.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what you want to obtain with the grape. And of course, it's also due to the climate. So that's why you don't research those autolytic flavor.
Yeah.
If you want to try something on a similar style and you want to compare a Glera grape to a Champagne in the same way you can compare a Cava with Champagne, first of all, take into consideration the different grape variety and try a Prosecco di Conegliano Valdobbiadene Superiore DOCG made with traditional methods.
Okay.
That's when you can get
the real true
style of Glera.
Yeah. Okay.
And that type of Prosecco will be made not in a tank, but in a bottle with the same method of Champagne.
Okay. So I noticed on the bottle that I had here today that it says, so we talked about the Glera grape, right? But it says that it's actually 85% Glera. So that makes me think that there's something else in this bottle. So I've got a quiz question, a little trivia question for everyone on here. So the next question is, name another grape allowed to be used in the production of Prosecco. No other grapes allowed, or Pinot Gris, or Chenin Blanc. Which is the correct answer? And then we'll let you guys know. B. Ooh, okay, we have some winos out here. Perfect. It's actually B. Pinot Gris. So who got that first? Sorry. Marcello's. You got that answer correct. All right, you are in the lead for the gift card. All right, so tell us, because is Pinot Gris the only other grape that is used, or are there other grapes?
No, there are other grape variety, and that's not only for Prosecco, but throughout Italy in general, because even in Chianti or in Brunello, you don't have the 100% like you can find in maybe apart from Barolo, sorry. But again.
Well, in Champagne, if you have 100% Chardonnay in a Blanc de Blanc, and it says Chardonnay,
Or for example, Burgundy. 3 grapes, nothing else.
Yep.
In Italy, it's difficult to do that because the grapes are all over mixture. So yes, even in Tuscany, yes, you have the Sangiovese, but you also have the Canaiolo, you have the Cilieggiolo, okay? And those are called adjusting grapes. So in Veneto and even in Conegliano Valdobbiadene, you also have those adjusted grapes, and it's quite impossible they did the law very well, 85% and leaving that 15% because they are probably present in the vineyard because they've been there for centuries.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So the other grape in this case would be Bianchetta Trevigiana, Pereira from Pear, because it has a similar, it's like an upside down pear shape, which is a local grape variety. You're allowed to use Chardonnay, you're allowed to use Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio, you're allowed to use Pinot Blanc or Pinot Bianco, and you're allowed to use Pinot Noir, but as a Blanc de Noir.
Okay, very interesting.
Only in that 15%.
Okay.
Which is the same. Which is the same for Prosecco DOC, Asolo DOCG, Treviso DOC, and Valdobbiadene DOCG.
So that means 85% of it always has to be Glera.
Correct.
Okay, that's actually really easy to remember. Okay, so should we switch gears a bit? I've got another question for everyone. So I know you had mentioned something about how the people of the region cannot wait for the wine to age because they love drinking wine. They drink a lot of wine. So my next question for you guys is some people say that the Venetians drink more wine than other Italian regions. And what is the story behind this? Is it A, the water is salty in Venice, so back in the day, the Venetians couldn't drink the water? B, the Venetians' trade was mainly by sea for long periods of time, and they only brought wine and bread for survival. Or C, they believed that wine had healing powers to protect against the plague and ended up successfully decreasing the spread. A, B, or C? I feel like this one's super, super dorky. I love it. A, we've got a B. C. Okay, we got one of each. Okay, the actual correct answer is B. So SMYL, SMIL, DRO1 has won that one. So actually, whoever said C, it's not the right answer, but in actuality, it is a true fact that they did successfully decrease the spread of the plague. So that one's good, but that's not the correct answer. It wasn't because of the drinking of wine. So don't think that wine stopped the plague. But tell us a little bit about that. Like, what the heck is going on? Did they just drink only wine and bread? That was it? Or ate bread and drank only wine?
So the fact that they survived the plagues was because they're on an island, so kind of detached from the inland, which protect Venice from barbarian invasion and other European powers during Dark Ages and so on. Then, what happened is that there is a way of saying, an ancient way of saying in Venetian, which is cultiver el mar e lasciar la terra, which means cultivate the sea and leave alone the land. Because the Venice politic was to expand the power and the trade throughout the sea or out at sea, okay? Yep. Not getting involved into trying to conquer the land, enter war. They were just not profitable, and they were very expensive to run, and it was just, they would just bring misery to the Republic while they focus on the trade. And when they focus on the trade, they, of course, to be out at sea, there's no many way of preserving things. So the story says that they used to have bread and wine with them in the boat. And simply because that was the source of energy, because no matter what, you could still feed out of it, even if you would spend days out at sea, okay? And we are still in a time, when there's no really a precise way to measure knots or distances. So what they would do is they would bring the bread carbohydrate. It's source of an energy of low relief, okay, and then wine, some mostly, especially red, some proteins, because it contains on the skin, water. And of course, alcohol and calories. What happens if your bread becomes hard and you kind of bite it, otherwise you're going to lose your teeth? Then you dip it in wine, and there we go. Trick is done. So you would be able.
It sounds like not a bad diet.
So that was the technique used by the sailors to survive out at sea and to make sure they could come back home.
If they survived, then I'm totally on the wine and bread diet right now. So that's convinced me. I don't need to worry about anything else. I'm really aware of the time at the moment, and I know we've got two more questions for everyone that I really wanted to get in before we end the IG Live. So if you don't mind, I'm going to get to some of these fun questions. So the next one, guys, is, besides Prosecco, what is Veneto famous for? Is it famous for pizza, the aperitivo, or olive oil? What do you guys think? Maybe those that have been to Italy would know the correct answer for that. We've got an A. We've got a C.
Oh, come on, Arepas. How can you put A? Arepas.
We got a B.
My God.
Yay! So running up that hill, got it right. So the
Nice one.
aperitivo. Now that is a really nice thing to be to be famous for, the aperitivo. I mean, everyone loves a good aperitivo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's okay. That's the story. I mean, that dates back to what we said before. That's how the drink, the more the merchant was becoming rich, the more the power of Venice. You know.
Oh, I think I'm losing you. Are you there? Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. It just froze a
Okay,
bit.
hold on, because I lost. Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I think I lost the headphone. Okay. Anyway, so what we were saying is yeah. So what would you do? When your wealth increases in between the carnival parties and drinking wine, of course, all the time. And then aperitivo, no? That's aperitivo also Prosecco itself, and to be fresh, because you need to consider the climate of the region. So from now until September,
Yeah.
it's very humid, very hot, and it's unbearable in the summer. Okay, even
Yeah.
if it's just unbearable.
Yeah.
So what you're really craving after a day of work is just a fresh glass of Prosecco.
Yep.
And because
Totally
Prosecco,
agree.
is something not complex, it has that like saltiness, it has that like freshness and apple type of character.
Yeah.
That's where that's where you're gonna enjoy.
Yeah. Amazing. So should we ask the last question before this probably hangs up on us? So we guys, we have a last question. Right now, we have Martello's in the run, but we could get a tie with this last question. So this one is, what are the key flavors, or actually key flavor the winemaker is looking for in a Prosecco? So what is the perfect flavor that we're looking for? Is it A, yellow pear, B, white flower, or C, red apple? So this one's for the win. Or a tie. if someone who has one question already. A, 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 A.
No.
No correct answers. Whoa, we stumped them. That's the first question I've had this whole time on these
Geez.
things with stumping. Okay, so what we're looking
We,
for in the perfect Prosecco from a winemaker is a red apple. Red apple. That is actually the correct answer. So nobody won that one. That's crazy. Oh, my mom did, but I don't know. My mom
nice.
did. Well done, Mom.
Nice one.
Cool. So, and how
So,
do we, quickly, can you tell us how we know that or where you learned that from? Because I didn't know that.
well, that's what the winemakers are trying to achieve, especially the winemakers that have studied in Conegliano Valdobbiadene. So Conegliano Valdobbiadene is the best expression of Prosecco. It's just the
Perfect.
best site, the best location. And at school, which is one of the old viticultural school